of the week, which is a level 2 trick that I call the rolling sequence. I usually have this at sort of the beginning of my curriculum, or if I've got a lot of new level 2 students coming in, I make sure to have a week where I throw that into their practice. It hits on a lot of really important points. Realistically, the only prerequisites for this is seatbelt, starfish, and easy roll. Every other aspect of this sequence can be taught in the class that you're teaching it. Really what I'm trying to get across to students with this sequence is the importance of strength in their quads with fan kicks and with pikes. So one of the things that you'll want to do with your students as you build up these exercises, I like to take blocks sort of on the edges of your mat. Sit as tall as you can, but hug your rib cage in. I've got to press my fingertips against the floor, lift both of your legs up, move them to one side of one block, back to center, over to the other side. So kind of going back and forth like that. And then of course, you can do this with a single leg, back and forth to isolate one leg. Then of course, you want to get into your fan kicks. So one of my favorite exercises, if you tend to have your swing at about hip height, is to lean back onto your forearms, push yourself away from the floor, keep your big toes together, cross one leg over the other, try not to touch your swing as you fan kick your legs. Do 5 to 10 going in each direction to really fire up your core, fire up the strength that you need in your quads for this rolling sequence. So once you've warmed up your body for that, then I start to independently, one, teach students how to do an easy roll with a long leg so that they land in half starfish instead of in pigeon pose. So just a quick reminder for that. You're in your starfish. You bring both hands onto one handle. Instead of bending your knee, you keep your leg long. You roll forward, bring your long leg up through the center of your handles. Now a lot of students will keep rolling their torso through here. You gotta make sure that they don't. You grab onto your other handle, pull yourself up so the fabric is on your bra for half starfish. Now one thing to note there that I like to start to bring up in theory is I had my hands on my right handle, my right leg went through the center of the fabric, my left leg was freed, okay? So that starts to teach you that one, rolling forwards is going to unwrap one leg. And that two, whatever leg does the action, it's the opposite leg that has the effect of being unrolled, okay? So I would do that a few times with my students. Then I would teach them pike throughs, which you can see in videos from, my gosh, a few months ago. So scroll through, look at that IGTV, where basically you roll forward, bring your big toes together, hop them through the center of your swing so that you're still in starfish, nothing is unwrapped. The third thing that I would start to work on with them is uneven starfish. So this gets to be a little painful if you're a newer aerial student, but that's all part of it. You got to be introduced to that pressure at some point. So, uneven starfish. I'm in starfish. Now I want my handles pretty wide here if I'm a new student, because the wider my handles are, the more space I have to get my leg through the center of the swing. The higher up the fabric is on my thighs, the tighter my handles are, the more difficult it is for me to get my leg through the center. Okay? So I have students have wide legs, both hands onto one handle. Instead of rolling forwards to unwind, you're going to roll backwards to wind up. So both hands to one handle. I'm going to bring my right leg up through the center of the fabric, and notice I'm letting myself lean back. I don't want to be high up to the swing there. Being high up to the swing is going to overdo my upper body here, and you've got your whole back that can help you. So by leaning back, I'm using my lats, I'm using my serratus anterior, and then I'm able to use my hips once my leg gets all the way through to help lift myself all the way up into my uneven starfish. So, similar to how when you roll forward, one leg gets unwrapped. When you roll backwards, one leg gets wrapped again, and it's the opposite leg. So whatever leg does the action, it's the other leg that has the effect. To get out of this, I'm going to do just the same thing that I did to get into it. Both hands on one handle. You don't want to crunch into your low back as you do this. So I'm going to lift up, engage through my legs as I pull up, then I slide my hands down a little bit, let my leg come through the center of the fabric, back into starfish, a little lopsided, so you can always even it out, okay? So that's uneven starfish. You have your students do it about 2 or 3 times on each side. Then the full rolling sequence, I try to get my students to do this while only grabbing one handle the entire time, okay? So if I'm in starfish, I'm gonna do the right side, and I'm gonna land in half starfish. I'm gonna do 4 rolls in between. So, first roll, uneven starfish. My right leg comes up through the center, uneven. Then second roll, I go forwards to get back into starfish. Third roll, I'm gonna go forwards and pike my legs through the center of the swing. Fourth roll, I'm gonna go forwards, right leg through the center of the fabric, grab my left handle, half starfish. So, fun little sequence that gets your students used to a little bit of theory. They get used to rolling, and they get used to using their back muscles and their quads and their hips instead of just ODing their upper body to do things, and that in the long term will save your elbows. So I hope you enjoy, leave any comments, and have a great rest of your day.